Research methods BUR 17006945. BASES. BASES are a British Association of Sport and Exercise Scientists. They ensure that all research being carried out by a business and scientists is legal and ethical. They govern sport. All sport and exercise science research. Their focus is to make sure all research is being discovered is legal and can be published efficiently. A code of conduct is created by BASES to ensure all research is legal and ethical. BASES have produced an informed consent form and confidentiality throughout sport and exercise research. Informed consent. An informed consent form presents all information needed for them to understand the research. It will include all the research that they will be involved in and what they will need to be doing during the research. It allows space for the client to put forward any worries or questions about the research. It will make the client feel much more comfortable going forward into the research as they are fully aware of what they are being involved in. The informed consent form will allow BASES to see if there are any things that the client wasn't aware of being done during the research and enable action to be taken. The client will have to sign the bottom of the consent form and therefore will ensure both the scientist and the client are on the same page. They are both in agreement with what will happen throughout the research. For example, if the client wasn't happy about one of the tests as they weren't aware of it, the informed consent form will establish if the client did get informed about it and if they have signed for it. Confidentiality. Confidentiality ensures that all personal information about the client will not be published alongside the research. It makes sure that no one can discover who the research was performed on and that no one would discover anything about them. Only information relevant to the study is published. For example, names next to their results are never published. Codes such as Participant A and Participant B can be used to identify each client. All data belonging to the scientist and client is also protected by confidentiality. It is protected by the Data Protection Act of 1998. The data is securely stored and locked up. Only relevant personnel can get into the data. If the data is stored in a computer or another electronic device, it must be protected by a strong password, so that no personal information is leaked. Confidentiality is needed so that no member of the public can identify the clients, for example, their name or where they live. BASES focus on stopping this happening by introducing confidentiality schemes. Civil and legal action. There are three implications of not working legally and ethically, one of them being civil and legal action. This protects participants. For example, if a client has had tests done that they didn't sign a consent form against, they are able to get the scientists punished through legal and civil action. This allows the client to take their researchers to a tribunal to try and get them prosecuted for the unethical research being done on them without their consent. Civil and legal action just ensures that if anything happens to the client or to the scientist that they aren't happy with, each can be prosecuted through legal actions, for example, a tribunal. Civil and legal action allows both the client and scientist to feel much safer and secured during the research, as there is a sense of trust between both sides, as they know that they have a backing and a consequence if anything is to go wrong. This also ensures that all conclusions from the research is ethical and can be published legally. Researchers are more likely to act ethically if they know they will be prosecuted if their research isn't legal by civil and legal action. However, if a scientist makes one simple, small error, they can still be prosecuted. For example, someone injuring themselves during a warm-up at around 15 minutes when they signed to only participate in a 10-minute warm-up. This then means that the business or scientist will gain a bad reputation for such a small error. Clients may also not know how to pursue a tribunal through civil and legal action, and therefore just allow the sports and exercise scientists to get away with the illegal and unethical research. This will decrease sporting performance as future developments of sport cannot be published as it is unethical. For example, a new costume for cyclists to make them more streamlined. Tribunals. Tribunals are a court of justice that allow prosecution towards scientists to take place. These tribunals are organised by BASES. The researchers will be on trial against a jury for working illegally. This case could eventually lead to the scientists never being able to do sport and exercise research again. Tribunals would be important to cases such as if a client's name was published alongside their test result for the public to see. This would put the participant in danger if anyone got hold of any more of their personal information. Therefore, the client would take the researchers to a tribunal. Tribunals will ensure that all research is legal and ethical, as no one will want to be taken to court under investigation. This means that any research that is discovered, for example, a breakthrough in better clothing for cyclists, can be released, therefore increasing sporting performance. This will also increase a specific business or other research place's reputation, as they are developing legal and ethical research that is positively increasing sporting performance because it can be released. However, tribunals also take time and cost a lot of money to endure in. If the unethical side also has a very good defence, there is a high chance that they may not even get prosecuted, meaning they can continue their unethical research. Measurements to prevent future research. These are methods that are put in place to reduce the further unethical and illegal research taking place. The type of punishment put in place will depend on the action being performed by the researchers. For example, if a researcher has equipment that hasn't been serviced, then leading to a client becoming injured from them, this could lead to a permanent ban. These measurements ensure clients can trust the researchers because the scientists know that there are methods put in place. It encourages them to work legally and ethically, as they don't want to risk being banned. However, some methods such as a fine will not impact big companies doing unethical research, therefore they will continue in their illegal research, as they have a lot of money and therefore a small fine wouldn't affect them. Also, scientists who make one small mistake may also be at risk of being banned for life. This will negatively affect sporting performance, as future results that could be beneficial for sports won't be released because the research wasn't done ethically.